Today we're talking about 10 weird habits that have changed my life. I really struggle with productivity, and I have struggled with this my whole life. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm really trying to hone in on how I can be more productive and how I can kind of hack my brain and come up with different ways to be more productive in life and to get things done and to may not procrastinate as much. So I hope that this is helpful for you. Maybe there's a couple in here that you can pick and choose from and be like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to start doing that and implementing it. I do have a full blog post down below in the description, so definitely check that out with it all written out and some more tangible tips in there as well. Number one is habit stacking. Now, I learned about habit stacking in the book Atomic Habits. Amazing book. Definitely check it out. But what habit stacking is taking a habit that you already have and then adding a new habit to it. So for instance, already in the habit of brushing my teeth. So every time that I brush my teeth, I do 20 squats versus like, oh, I need to do some squats or some push-ups or sit-ups or jumping jacks, whatever it is. So I'm going to take the habit that I have, add 20 squats. Another one is every time that you make coffee in the morning, you unload the dishwasher. So you're already going to be making coffee because we love coffee around here. Now we're going to add the habit of unloading the dishwasher with that. So whatever habit you have, let's add a new one to it and habit stack. So you do them together. And then your brain processes them together. Oh, I do squats and brushing my teeth together. Those are the same habit right there. Number two is the 2-minute rule. And this rule is if it is going to take you under 2 minutes to do, just do it. And do it now. Not, I'll do it in 30 minutes or not after I sit down and have a snack. No, do it right now. So for instance, if you just hung a new picture in your bathroom and rather than putting the hammer and the level and the extra nails on the counter for you to put in the garage eventually, just do it right now. Just get up and do the 2-minute rule. This is something that's really going to help you just to get it done and stop procrastinating and things don't build up and be like, have all these piles of different things. Oh yeah, I'll get to it then. I'll get to it then. No, 2 minutes, get it done right now. Number three, going along with this is the 30-second rule. And this is something that I do, especially with my car. So when I'm leaving my car and I have my wrappers from my snacks, rather than just leaving them, I take 30 seconds to grab all the trash, grab all the receipts, the cups, the wrappers, whatever it is, and clean out my car at that time. Just take 30 seconds every time I leave my car. So that way it doesn't pile up. That way I don't have to spend, an hour cleaning my car and vacuuming and do all that stuff. It really helps to tidy it up because let's be honest, there are always snacks in my car because I love me some snacks. So 30-second rule. Every time that you leave your car or even leave a room, say you're going and leaving from the bedroom to the living room, take 30 seconds. Do you have some things that you need to put away, or do you have, a cup that needs to go in the sink? Grab it with you. Take that extra 30 seconds just to do it right then. Next is 15-minute cleanups. If you have tasks or things that you want to get done around the house, rather than it being overwhelming of, holy crap, I have a whole sink full of dishes, or I need to clean my whole house. Set 15-minute timers and do it in 15-minute increments. I don't necessarily set a timer, but what I will do is find a YouTube video that's about 15-20 minutes long, and I'll put that YouTube video up on my phone, on my windowsill as I'm doing dishes. And then I say, okay, when the video's over, I can stop doing the dishes, even if I'm only 3/4 of the way full. This was really helpful for me when I was pregnant because towards the end, it was really hard to stand longer than 15-20 minutes. At the end, my back was hurting, so I was like, all right, this is a perfect opportunity to sit down. And maybe an hour later, I would go back and do another 15-minute stint, but that gave me permission to only do it for 15 minutes. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll be like, all right, today we are going to spend 15 minutes in 4 different rooms of the house, and just 15 minutes in each room, and it can be spaced out throughout the day. But that way the whole house kind of gets tidied, and that way it's not overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I got to clean the whole house. And you'll be surprised how much you can actually get done in 15 minutes. You can get a lot done of picking up things and putting them away and doing a nice wipe down or sweeping or folding laundry. There's so much that you can get done within 15 minutes when you have that time constraint of, all right, I only got 15 minutes. Let's do what we can do. Let's be the most productive that we can be. Next is to set a timer for unwanted tasks. So this is something that I do a lot in my business. Like for example, blog writing. I am not a naturally good writer and I struggle to write blogs. And sometimes I'll just stare at that blank screen. And even if I have an outline, I'm like, I I don't know what to talk about for this. I don't know. I can't put it into writing. I can talk all day long, but typing it out, sometimes a challenge for me. So what I do is I'll set a timer and say, okay, Kelly, you have 45 minutes to knock this blog post out. You got to get it done in that 45 minutes. And then it's a challenge. And then I have a deadline, and I thrive on deadlines. So having that 45-minute deadline of saying, okay, you got to get it done, or doing it in chunks. So maybe saying, okay, we got to get the outline done in this chunk. And then the next chunk, we do the first draft. And then the next chunk, we upload it and do pictures and do SEO. So doing it in different chunks really helps to make it more manageable versus the whole entire thing. That's overwhelming and that's stressful. This is also the Pomodoro method, where you do 45-minute chunk and then a break, 45-minute chunk and then a break. And that really helps to set your brain of, I get a break at the end. And that way you can be like, all right, you know what? We're going to get through this because we get that break at the end. Then we get to watch some TikToks, or at the end we get to watch a video of Kelly's on YouTube or have a snack, whatever it is. But we got to work for these 45 minutes. So set a timer, set something visual of a timer that's really going to help you to stay on track and to have that strict deadline, because a lot of us, we thrive on deadlines. Number 6 is to use a reward system. Now, this is something you can use both long-term and short-term. And you can say, okay, when I hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to have a spa day. And that's something a little bit more long-term. Or you can say, okay, if I film 2 YouTube videos, then I can have some cookies or some fresh baked cookies. Now, I use both rewards, but then I also use pre-rewards. And what these are rewards at the beginning of the task to kind of give you that motivation. And I did this a lot when I was pregnant, of having 2 fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. I would have the ready bake cookie dough in my freezer, and I would just do 2 cookies at a time. And I would make those, then I had my 2 cookies, and then I had a little sugar rush, and it gave me the motivation to be like, all right, I had my cookies, we're good, we got a little sugar rush, we got a little energy, now we can film these videos. So having that pre-reward really helped me, all right, Kelly, you reward yourself, now you got to get it done. And then sometimes I would have another cookie at the end as well. But having that reward system, it really helps to motivate you, of saying, all right, we got to get this done, and I cannot watch TikTok until this is done. I cannot do whatever it is until this is done. It really is going to motivate you to get it done because you want the reward. Number 7 is to log all of your purchases. So if you are new to budgeting, this may seem overwhelming. You're like, I have a lot of purchases. Sometimes I go to Target, and then I have gas station snacks, and then I do Walmart, and then all these Amazon and all these purchases. It's a lot, right? When I go through my bank statement, that's a lot of purchases. Now, if you're doing this every couple days, it's not going to be overwhelming. I log my purchases every 2 or 3 days, and it takes 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes, that's all it takes every couple days. If you wait to the end of the month to log all of your purchases, that's going to do 2 things. It's going to be overwhelming. You're going to hate it. You're going to be cursing my name, which I don't want you to do. And then also, it may be too late in the budget. So say, for instance, you have $400 a month for groceries. Now, if you're logging your purchases every couple days, you can see throughout the month, hey, we're going a little over budget. We need to rein it in. We need to shop the pantry. We need to really cut back and eat from home and really have some good pantry meals. Or if you don't and you wait to the end of the month, you blew it. You went over budget. Oh, well, maybe next month. So if you're logging your purchases every couple of days, it really helps you to know when you need to rein it in and be like, all right, we gotta cut back on the grocery budget. So that is a really great way to stay on budget and to really maximize your time and make sure that you are sticking to a budget, which is so important. I personally am an Excel budget person. I love that I can manually add things in. There are those budgeting apps that allow you to sync with your bank account. I honestly don't like those because it takes the manual process out of it. If I have to go in and log every single Amazon purchase or every single time that I'm buying chips at the gas station, it adds up and it's like, oh, yeah, we're logging this again. Oh, Chick-fil-A again. Oh, Taco Bell again. Oh, we're eating out a lot. And that really helps your brain to be like, oh, yeah, this is a lot. These are a lot of purchases. So it really helps just to have that built-in accountability. Along with that, Amazon. So one thing that we started doing is adding our Amazon orders. Now, I love me some Amazon. There were times where Amazon was at my house multiple times a day, and for multiple days as well. So what I started doing is adding things to my cart throughout the week, but only checking out once per week. So I would say Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings, I'm going to go through my cart and really evaluate my purchases and say, okay, do I really need this? Yes, no. If I don't, remove it, or maybe add it to a wish list for Christmas ideas or birthday ideas. If my husband is like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? I can be like, here's my wish list on Amazon. Or if it's a purchase that I really do need, I continue and keep it on the cart versus just mindless add to cart, proceed to checkout, add to cart, one click buy. And those purchases really add up. And it helps build clutter in your house as well, because a lot of times it's things that we see on social media or an advertisement, or we're just like, hey, I could use a new eyeliner. This eyeliner, I've been using the same one for years, and I could use a new one. Do you really need one? No, it works just as great. So really evaluate your purchases on Amazon once a week versus multiple times throughout the week, and add to cart as you need, but check out once. Number 9 is to check in with a friend once a day. So this is something that I've started doing that I absolutely love. And that is just kind of going through my friends list on Instagram or Facebook or through my phone and finding someone that I haven't talked to in a while and just calling them or sending them a text just saying, hey, how's it going? How's life? Let's catch up. How are things? Or how do you need anything? Is there anything I can help with? Anything I pray for you about? And this really helps to build relationships and sustain relationships. My husband and I, we worked for a church back when we were dating. And then we stopped working for that church. We changed churches. And a lot of those friends that we had there, we drifted apart. Now, nothing happened. There was no beef that happened with friends. It just out of sight, out of mind. And it really sucks. We lost a lot of friendships that were really dear to us just because we kind of drifted apart. And especially with COVID and everything, more and more relationships and friendships kind of drift apart just because life has happened and we've gotten busy. So I really like being intentional with checking in with friends and really encouraging them and just keeping that friendship alive, because let's be honest, adult relationships, adult friendships are hard. It is hard making friends as an adult. I used to hear people say that when I was in my early 20s, and now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, y'all, they were right. It is a challenge. But it's something that's so important. We need community. We need people that are building us up and that we're encouraging, they're encouraging us, and having that community of people is so important. Number 10 is to have a notebook of list of things for when you're focused. So what I do is when I am in focus mode, so if I'm writing a blog post or scripting videos or working, whatever I'm doing, I'll have a notebook beside me so that as my brain wanders, because I have a wandering brain, I can write it down and I can say, okay, I need to make a dentist appointment as I'm thinking, or, oh, I need to add bananas to the grocery list, or, oh, I need to do this. And I'll write down as I'm working, because if I'm not, let's be honest, I'm going to get distracted. Even if it's something as simple as add bananas to grocery list on the notes app in my phone, next thing I know, I'm checking my texts, I'm checking my emails, I'm doing this, an Instagram message, and I get all distracted. So I just have this pad of paper beside me that I can say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I need to remember. And then afterwards, I can go and do those tasks or do those things. So having that notebook to focus me so that I don't get distracted is really helpful to be creative. Someone said, I'm totally blanking on what book it is, but he talks about, I'll put the quote up, but it's something along the lines of our brains were made for creating, not storing. So if we are constantly having to store information, don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget this, our brain is store, and it can't be creative. So when we take those things out of our brain to store them, it's like brain dumping, why brain dumping is so important, it really allows our brain to focus and really say, okay, we can be creative and we can let the creative juices run versus being stored. Don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. My brain struggles with this a lot. Let's keep the conversation going. If you want to know how to save money on one income, check out this video here. And if you want to do the opposite, if you want to know how to build multiple streams of income, really grow your income, especially if you only have one, let's grow that income up. Check out this video here.